Have you ever tried to truly picture where our home galaxy actually sits in the universe? Not just the Milky Way floating somewhere in space, but its real address. An address defined not by streets or cities, but by gravity, distance, and time. Before starting the journey, subscribe to stay tuned about the cosmos knowledge. Tonight, we are not traveling to the edge of the universe. We're not racing toward the Big Bang, and we're not counting trillions of galaxies. Instead, we are slowing down, because this story is about where we actually live. Astronomers call it the local group, our true cosmic neighborhood, a small island of galaxies drifting together through an ocean of darkness. Every journey through space should begin at home. Right now, you are sitting on a small rocky planet called Earth, orbiting a medium-sized star we call the Sun. The Sun is just one of hundreds of billions of stars, bound together by gravity into a vast spiral galaxy, the Milky Way. From within, the Milky Way feels endless. Its disk stretches about 100,000 light-years across, with glowing spiral arms filled with stars, gas, and dust. Yet even this enormous structure is only one member of something larger. As we gently zoom out, the Milky Way begins to shrink. Its spiral arms blur into a faint glow. The central bulge becomes a soft golden core. And soon, another galaxy comes into view. Ahead of us lies Andromeda, the nearest large galaxy to our own. Andromeda is slightly bigger than the Milky Way, containing perhaps 1 trillion stars. From Earth, it appears as a faint smudge in the night sky, but up close it is a vast spiral city of stars, surrounded by clouds of gas and swarms of smaller galaxies. The Milky Way and Andromeda are not strangers. They are companions, locked together by gravity. They are moving toward one another at about 110 kilometers per second. But this is not a violent chase. It is a slow, graceful dance that will take billions of years to unfold. As we continue outward, a third major galaxy appears, the Triangulum Galaxy. Smaller than both the Milky Way and Andromeda, Triangulum is still massive, with tens of billions of stars. It floats nearby, tethered loosely by gravity. Some astronomers believe Triangulum may eventually become part of the Milky Way-Andromeda merger. Others suggest it may orbit the merged galaxy for billions of years before settling in. In space, nothing is rushed. Everything happens on cosmic time. Now the scene fills with dozens of smaller companions. The dwarf galaxies are quiet, often overlooked residents of our neighborhood. Some are faint clouds of stars barely holding together. Others are ancient relics, among the oldest structures in the universe. The Milky Way alone is surrounded by more than 50 known dwarf galaxies, including the Large and Small Magellanic Clouds, which are visible from the southern hemisphere of Earth. Every galaxy has their own dwarf galaxies. Andromeda hosts its own family of dwarfs, many of which are slowly being stretched, distorted, and absorbed by its gravity. These small galaxies are not unimportant. They are the building blocks of larger galaxies, the fossils of early cosmic history. Together, all of these galaxies form what astronomers call the local group. It spans roughly 10 million light-years across. That may sound enormous, and it is. Yet, compared to the vastness of the universe, the local group is a tiny island, contains a total mass equivalent to about 2 to 3 trillion suns, most of it invisible, because the majority of its mass is not stars or gas. It is dark matter. Dark matter does not shine. It does not emit light. It does not absorb light. Yet without it, the local group would not exist. A massive, invisible halo of dark matter envelopes the Milky Way, Andromeda, and their companions. These overlapping halos act like gravitational glue, binding the entire group together. Even as the universe expands, even as distant galaxies race away from us, the local group remains intact. Gravity wins here. Well, despite being neighbors, the galaxies of the local group are still incredibly far apart. Light takes 2.5 million years to travel from Andromeda to Earth. Signals between dwarf galaxies can take hundreds of thousands of years to cross. Space within the local group is mostly empty. Vast regions of darkness separate each island of stars. Yet gravity bridges those gaps, quietly shaping every orbit. One day, far in the future, the Milky Way and Andromeda will meet. This is often called a collision, but galaxies are mostly empty space. Stars will almost never collide. Instead, the galaxies will pass through one another, their shapes stretching and twisting. Over billions of years, eventually they will merge into a single massive galaxy, sometimes called Milkomeda. By then, Earth may no longer exist, but the local group will endure. As we continue to zoom out, the local group begins to feel small again. We see that it is part of a slightly larger structure, called the local sheet, a flattened region of galaxies moving together. Beyond that lies the Virgo supercluster, home to tens of thousands of galaxies. And even that is just one strand in a vast cosmic web of filaments and voids. But notice something important. No matter how far we zoom out, the local group remains our home. The local group is not standing still. It is drifting through space, toward a region called the Great Attractor, pulled by the combined gravity of enormous galaxy clusters. At the same time, dark energy is pushing distant galaxies away, stretching the universe itself. We are carried along on multiple motions at once. Earth around the Sun around the Milky Way within the local group through the cosmic web. All of it happening silently. Why this matters? Understanding the local group is not just about maps and distances. It tells us how galaxies form, how gravity sculpts structure, how dark matter shapes the universe. It reminds us that even in a universe of trillions of galaxies, our existence unfolds within a very specific place, a small neighborhood, a fragile island of light. From this distance, Earth is invisible. Yet everything we have ever known, every story, every dream, every moment, has happened inside one tiny corner of one galaxy, in one small group of galaxies. The local group is not special because it is large. It is special because it is home. As we slowly drift back toward the Milky Way, back toward our sun, back toward Earth, remember this: you are not lost in the universe. You have an address. You belong to a quiet cosmic neighborhood, held together by gravity, drifting gently through the dark. This is the local group, and this is where our story unfolds. Stay with us by subscribing the channel.